of remembrance 18 years later. Honoring our loved ones lost on 9/11.
God bless America.
And recognizing first responders who risked their lives. Those who've died. And others still fighting to survive. And more fallen heroes memorialized forever. We will never forget. Now special coverage, remembering 9/11.
Here now, a live look over Lower Manhattan as we take time to remember and pay tribute to the victims of the September 11th attacks. It has become tradition for those paying respects across the tri-state area. Good morning. I'm Chris Ragg.
And I'm Mary Calvi. You're watching our special coverage honoring the victims of the September 11th attacks. Today marks 18 years since the terror attacks changed New York forever.
This morning, many will honor the thousands of lives lost. The commemoration ceremony will begin shortly and last several hours.
Right now, we are streaming live on CBSN New York. You can go to cbsnewyork.com and click on the red Watch Now button. The ceremony will also be streamed live.
You're looking at Chopper 2 over Lower Manhattan, the changing skyline, a reminder of where we've been and how far we've been able to rise. There's also a new addition at the 9/11 Memorial. Visitors will notice a new plaza called The Glade. It's dedicated in honor of those sickened in the aftermath of the attacks.
When the 18th anniversary ceremony begins, the Honor Guard will enter and the national anthem will be performed. Once underway, the names of every victim will be read by family members. There will be 6 moments of silence to signify when the plane struck and when the towers fell. After the first moment of silence, church bells will ring across the city. The observance continues this evening at dusk when the tribute in light will rise from Lower Manhattan and last until dawn. CBS 2 has live coverage, and we begin with Tony Aiello live in Lower Manhattan, where families are already gathering for the special ceremony. Tony.
Mary, politicians who make headlines every day attend that ceremony, but they do not speak. The focus is rightly on the families. This is a day when emotions and memories that are so often held in check rise back to the surface, and our still wounded city honors the innocent lives taken in an act of hate.
The ceremony unfolds where the Twin Towers once reached 1,300 feet towards the sky, with 6 moments of silence and countless moments of heartache. This is more than a memorial plaza for many 9/11 families. The remains of almost 1,100 people who died here have not been identified. The family of firefighter Ruben Correa had nothing to bury.
It never gets easier. As the years go on, I still remember that day that we was told that Ruben was missing. And he was never found, so this is his resting spot. His memorial is here. So the days don't get easier, the years don't get easier.
18 years have passed since that Tuesday morning that started with a brilliant blue sky, soon to become a backdrop for unimaginable evil.
Whenever you see the footage of the planes hitting the tower, I think that the feeling just immediately comes back to you. Just that how can something like that happen?
19 hijackers had boarded 4 airplanes bound from Boston, Newark, and Washington, D.C., loaded with fuel for flights to California. 8:46 a.m., American Flight 11 crashes into the North Tower of the World Trade Center. 17 minutes later, at 9:03, United Flight 175 impacts the South Tower, and the world realizes there's a coordinated terror attack unfolding. At 9:37 a.m., American Flight 77 crashes into the Pentagon. At 9:59, the South Tower collapses. In the air above Pennsylvania, passengers on United Flight 93 realize what's happening. Some left voicemails for family.
Please tell my children that I love them very much. I hope to be able to see your face again, baby.
At 10:03, passengers force the hijacked plane down into a field outside Shanksville, Pennsylvania. At 10:28, the North Tower falls. 2,977 innocent people died in the attacks. 15% of them first responders. The FDNY lost 343 members. The NYPD, 23 cops. Port Authority police lost 37 officers. 18 years later, the annual gathering to fulfill what must be an eternal promise to never forget.
The ceremony is part of a very long day for the families of the victims. Many of them attend a church or a memorial service, and the NYPD, the FDNY, the Port Authority Police all host luncheons for the families, luncheons where memories are shared, laughs are heard, and tears are shed. Chris, Mary.
All right, Tony, thank you. Let's